Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am building a gingerbread palace. If you're interested in this build, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. So I built this build for Irrelevant Sims Irrelli Xmas build challenge. There are quite a few builds that you can do. There's like what I did is a gingerbread house, using the word house very loosely. I think there's also like a Santa Claus workshop, a Christmas market, and then I think just a Christmas family type home. If you heard that little crack, that was me accidentally snapping my pinky finger as I counted on it. So, you know, that was lovely. Oh my gosh, anyways, so here we are. I'm already into building it. At first, I was trying to base it off of St. Basil's in Russia. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. St. Basil's? I think it's Basil's. Oh no. Feel free to politely correct me in the comment section. Emphasis on the politely, but I kind of, like I said, it is supposed to be a gingerbread house, but I kind of went a little crazy. I don't know. I've been wanting, ever since we got the new roofs, I've been wanting to kind of do something more Russian, because they have those onion domes, which is actually what they're called. Like, they're really kind of bulbous, going up to a point. Like, their official name is onion domes, which is kind of the best. And so I actually got this roof idea of having the striped roofs from a commenter, Pickled Cow. I had asked, you know, like, does anyone know what you could even do with these roofs? And he was like, oh, well, what I've done with it is I've taken the pentagonal or hexagonal roofs and I've layered them and colored them different things, and it makes a striped roof pattern. And I thought that was so cool and so smart, and so I did just that, and I love how it turned out. You can see here now that it has a more defined shape, the build does, just because I kind of dropped the whole recreating St. Basil's idea, because I cannot do like that sort of asymmetry. Like it, yeah, I would have spent a lot longer on the shape. So I definitely went with a very symmetrical look. And you can see the shape is really kind of starting to come together now. Also, that top roof bit sitting on top of the dome, oh my gosh, I'm in love. I did purposefully have the bottom dome clip through it just because I thought it kind of looked cool. If you're not into that, you know, feel free to adjust it. Like, oh my gosh, if you ever like aren't into something in my build, like, feel free to change it in your game. Sometimes I get comments of people saying, oh, I really didn't like this bit, and I'm always just kind of like, that's okay, like, you can change it. But yeah, so the shape's coming together. I do have some fun stories to tell, but before I go too far, yes, I did do this for the competition for Irrelevant Sims. I did mention it briefly at the beginning, but if you haven't heard of it, if you haven't heard of her, what are you doing? You definitely go check out her channel. I'll leave a link down below. And she is doing this competition, and it's going to be open until December 20th of this year, 2017. In case you're coming from the future, you know, hello. Also, I totally dropped this arch idea. I think it could be cool in a different build, but with this, it was just kind of not like cutesy enough. Like, it was too gothic, and I wanted more like intense gingerbreadness, and it didn't quite work. But anyways, interrupting myself like always. Yeah, so the build, the contest is open. You can enter, I think, in all 4 categories of builds, and the prize is a stuff pack to her favorite build, and she will also be featuring a whole bunch of other builds. So I think that's really exciting and cool. She's done this in the past. She did it, oh, I forget what for, but she did maybe her birthday, or it was either that or a sub goal, but she did it for like a 50s, 60s themed thing, and I did a soda pop shop, and that's actually one of my most popular builds, and so it wouldn't be funny if this also gets to be really popular, and then just like, apparently whenever I build for like Audrey, like this is, it's like, gets really popular. I don't know, like, you're my inspiration, I guess. Yay, okay. Oh my gosh. But you can see here, I had so much fun with the roofing on this. Like, oh my gosh, like, because like, you know, we got this new roofing and I was kind of like puzzled as to what to do with it, especially those hexagonal and pentagonal roofs. I was just like, what the heck can we do with this if we don't have those types of rooms? But I finally found it. Here you can see I'm trying to decide whether or not I want that clipping, and I did in the end go for the clipping on purpose. But yeah, fun story about the roofing. So my mom recently watched, kind of like tried to like invest a bit more in my channel and watching my content, which is awesome. Hi mom, if you're watching, feel free to comment down below. That'd be hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, my favorite thing was she was like talking about it and she was like, well, you started off the build and you just kept fiddling with the roof. What were you doing? And she was like, I just wanted you to pick something and move on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, mom, you don't even know. The indecisiveness is so real. Like, oh my gosh. But I just thought it was so funny that she was like, what are you doing with the roof? And like, this build is like 100% like, what are you doing with the roofs right now? But I also found out that my mom actually hit the notification bell. She might honestly be the first person who's ever done that, partially because I've never like really pushed it on my channel. Like a lot of people are kind of like, oh, you know, make sure to hit that subscribe bell down below, you know, get notified, YouTube, you know, eat stuff, blah, 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 which, you know, is totally cool if you do that. I've just never done it because I'm kind of lazy. I'm kind of lazy, and also I don't do it. I don't hit the subscribe bell for anybody. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't. And so I don't really think it's like, if I don't do it, I don't expect you guys to do it. But anyways, my mom did do it. So if my mom does it, I guess you guys should too now. So I guess hit that subscribe bell down below if you want to. Oh my gosh. But you can see here, I kind of thought, you know those cookies that are like square and they're like separated into 4 parts and they're kind of like black and white cookies? I tried to recreate that here with the towers, but with the hexagonal shape, I don't think it really translated very well, and just with how elongated it was, so I did end up dropping the idea, but the stripedness stayed. But I just love how this build turned out. Like, oh my gosh, I was so in love with it. At this point in the build, I was a little uncertain. It was looking very stripey. I wasn't quite sure if it was looking like a gingerbread house, and I was just kind of concerned through a lot of this build. Also, at this point, I was just like, this doesn't really look Russian anymore. It looks, and then at another point, I added these little smaller towers, and I'm just like, this is just the Taj Mahal now. How did I even get here? Like, what did I do? Oh, you can see the little towers kind of in the background, just like sticking up. But I think with the addition of like the snow in the background and like the colors and stuff, I think it does end up looking a lot more Russian. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I was actually getting a little concerned. I was just like, how did I end up here? And I mean, it's the symmetry is how I ended up here, and also the little skinny towers. But I wanted those for like height and like kind of definition. Also, I think the little roofs look like little bits of whipped cream up top, and so cute. I just love how this build turned out. One of the things that I either didn't film it or I forgot to film it or something, is for those like little red candies on the roof, that is actually a punching bag. That's just either size up or size down depending on the roof, and I'm so sorry I left that out because that like was one of the things that was just kind of like cherry on top, or I guess little candy on top. Like, it just made the build. Oh, I'm talking really fast. Oh my gosh. But you can now see that it's now winter in The Sims. How did that happen? You might ask me. It is a mod by SimCookie. I will also leave a link down below. Currently, the mod is experiencing some technical difficulties with Brindleton Bay, at least that update part of it. And so it's kind of offline. I'm not sure, because like, what I have in my game right now is from last year. I just saved the files and kept them, and so this is just what I'm using. And I did actually have some problems when I downloaded the Windenburg, like from the get together stuff. Like, when I would place furniture, it would disappear. And I was like, this is really weird. And so I took that out of my game. And then when I opened my game, I had a whole bunch of just like random furniture everywhere. And I was like, oh, it didn't actually disappear. It did. It went invisible. So get the updated version. Don't be me. Don't use the version from last year. Whatever version I am using. Who even knows? It's probably terribly bad for my computer, but here we are. You know, I think it looks nice. So yeah, but that is how I got Winter in The Sims. It is a mod. It is custom content, in case you were wondering. Also, before you ask me, if this is not working in your game, I have actually had this question a lot, and it's something that I've had a problem with before too. If you download the file and you put it right in your mods folder and you're like, okay, let's go, let's work, and it doesn't work, double check to make sure that the file is unzipped. And that, because if it's not, it won't work. It can't be a .zip file or like, I don't know, whatever, like 7z or something, I forget. It has to be a .package file. So just so you know, like, I mean, it's fine if you ask me questions. I'm totally cool with that, but there you go. Okay. I am getting into the landscaping. I kept in bits and pieces of this. This build did take me so long. Oh my goodness. I think I had about 6 hours of footage, and I didn't record a lot of stuff, some stuff that I should have, and other stuff that I'm glad I didn't record, because it was really just me like being very indecisive or finicky or whatever, or like some things like bathrooms that I don't really need you guys to see, especially if I didn't really like them. But I do actually have a bathroom. Oh my gosh, I'm talking so fast right now. Okay. Whew. Hello, everybody. I am so tired. I know it sounds like I'm like hyped up, and I don't know, I just ate some like really like nice healthy food, so maybe that's why I have energy now or something. But like work has been so hard lately, just lots going on. So much. Like I usually work about like 35 hours a week. This week I worked 43, so anyways, but here, this moment in time, when I used those cutting boards from Cool Kitchen Stuff Pack and layered them there, this is when I got into this build. And that moment, when I placed that first cutting board, that was when I was like, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. Because it was looking kind of flat to me, the build was not looking very gingerbready, but something about that layering of the cutting board and adding that pop of red to make it kind of look like a candy cane border or whatever, just was like, yes, this is gonna work, guys. We can do it. I also used the kind of light strips from Dine Out, and there is a brown and a red version, and it's just like perfect for what I needed. It was fantastic. I've never used that swatch before. I've also never used this sort of like roof trim, like the one with like all the like sticky outy bits, like little hoops, I guess. So that was very, very exciting. I always love getting to use things that I haven't before in The Sims, because sometimes it's kind of like, what do I do with this? And so I've got my hexagonal, pentagonal roofs, I've got that intense trim, and I've got some of the Dine Out lights. I have used those before, but you know, we have moved on to the interior now. Yeah, and so this is kind of, it ended up being a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom home. With a very nice kitchen. I love how this turned out. The house interior is like red and green themed. It's not like super gingerbready themed, that sort of thing. Also, by the way, in case you're wondering about the whole competition thing, I just did this for fun. Like, maybe if I win, that'd be cool. If I did, I have all the stuff packs, so I'd probably just like gift it to like the next person or something. If I win, I don't know. There are already some also super awesome builds out there, so who knows? Anyways, I just got so nervous because I'm like, oh no, what if they think I'm really like self-centered and cocky and like overly self-assured, but like, so what if I am? Or not really, I don't know, just, I like this build. I think it looks cool. If it wins, that's cool. Oh gosh, let's just move on. I feel so awkward now. Oh my gosh. I say things on my channel and then I regret them. Like, oh my goodness. Especially as my channel grows, I do need to learn how to be a little bit more like less flippant with the things that I say. But moving on, let's tell a fun little Christmas story. So, for whatever reason, and I might have told the story before, and if so, I apologize. I had set a goal for myself to rewatch my Christmas build so I'd know what Christmas stories I told, but that didn't happen. I'm way too busy for that. But anyways, so, for whatever reason, oh look, this little Christmas tree, look, I sized down the Christmas tree and put it on the table, and it's the cutest thing, and I'm so sorry that I interrupted myself for the 80th time, but look at it. Okay. Hi everybody, how are you guys doing today? My name is Penelope and I have issues. Okay, moving on. If my mom is watching this, she's probably just like, what did I give birth to? I have that same question for you, Mom. What did you give birth to, honestly? Anyways, and she's probably like, oh, I gave birth to somebody who got into grad school. Thank you very much. So she's very excited. She screamed. Like, when I told her over the phone, she screamed. Like, I called the house phone and my dad picked up, which is a good thing because, honestly, my eardrums, I could hear her screaming. Like, literally, like, shrieking from across the room. And it was so fantastic. I loved it. Okay. Christmas Day. For whatever reason in my household, Christmas breakfasts have been usually slightly disastrous. Like, there was one year where I, like, put together an entire bread pudding the night before. It was going to be fantastic. It was, you know, setting up in the fridge, and I was going to put it in the oven in the morning. I was going to wake up before everybody else, and then the power went out in the middle of the night. What? How does the power is not allowed to go out on Christmas. It's Christmas. Like, what the heck? And so I woke up late, and I could have technically started the oven because it's propane, but like it involves something to do with like a lighter, and I don't know, that's kind of scary, and I was also a teenager at the time, but I was very frustrated because my bread pudding and Christmas. But that's not even like the big story. The big ticket story is one year my brother and I decided, hey, let's make breakfast for our parents on Christmas. I think this is Christmas Day, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what other day it could be. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas. And we're like, okay, let's be really awesome. We're gonna make breakfast. You know, my brother's older, so he made the eggs and I made the toast. You know, like, this is back when we were kids. And so we go into my parents' bedroom with the breakfast, like with like plates in each hand, and we flip on the lights, just like the overhead lights, and my parents immediately are like, oh no, turn out the lights, oh gosh, it burns, type thing. And so my brother and I panic, and we flip off the light, and I, like, the lighting situation in their bedroom was really weird, and so I was like, I bolted to, like, the side bathroom area to turn on that light, because it's, like, less direct, but I had two plates, one in each hand, and so why didn't I set one down? I set it down on the floor. I set the plate down on the floor. Just wait for it. And my brother stepped in the toast, in the buttered and jammed toast. He just, with a bare foot, just right on the plate, just stepped right in my dad's toast. Oh my gosh. And then I turn on the bathroom light and I look at him, and his face is just like pure disgust and confusion and anger. And oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I amuse myself way too much. Whew. But yeah, Christmas breakfast is for some reason difficult. This year will probably be especially difficult because my mom is renovating the kitchen, so I don't know what we're gonna do there, but anyways, I have skipped through most of the interior because that's what I do. But this is one of the master bedrooms, and there are two kind of, and they're opposite. So this one has green walls and red furniture, and the other one has red walls and green furniture. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. I love this bathroom. I kept it in it. It's very zhuzhy, very like superfluous. Like, there's lots of space. This is way too big for a bathroom, but I was like, I'm not gonna make it smaller. And so I love how it turned out. No, you can't use the sink. I decided I didn't care. I was like, there are enough sinks in here. Oh, no realism. So I'm sorry, I know that does bug people, but you can always just delete this little dresser here, but I really wanted that raised sink type effect, so, you know. Whew. Anyways, there was one little tiny Christmas story I wanted to tell. Which the moment has passed because I had like an illustrative example, but you saw the Christmas tree down below. I purposefully put this little white teddy bear that's holding a red heart and has like red ears and paws and accents, because there was one year where all I wanted for Christmas, well, not all I wanted for Christmas, but the thing I wanted for Christmas the most was, for whatever reason, I think it's because I saw one somewhere, I wanted a white teddy bear with red accents. And, like, my mom was just like, what, where do I find this? Because this is before Amazon, mind you. You know, this is, like, before the internet was, like, a really big thing that people used to find stuff and hunt it down. So I'm sure my mom went to multiple toy stores and was just like, I can't find this white teddy bear with red accents. Why does my child want this? I think she just found a white one, which I also appreciated. But yeah, so I just thought it was funny that The Sims has it in game, that teddy bear, pretty much exactly what I wanted. Or maybe she did find it. I forget. Anyways, so yeah, I was a very spoiled child. It's very established. We all know this. You've heard my stories about charging my mother $20 to clean out 2 litter boxes. So, yep. Very spoiled. But there was also one year where I was like, okay, I'm gonna, get the most I can out of Christmas. I'm going to write, like, you know how, like, in, like, cartoons and stuff, they have the Christmas lists, and they're, like, super long, like, parchment, they go really far. I took, like, I think, like, 5 sheets of, like, printer paper, and I taped them together accordion style. And then, like, and it's so long, like, it was longer than the table. I was so proud of myself. I started writing out all the things I wanted, and I got, like, in my big kid hand script, too, I got, like, I think a third down the first page, and I was like, oh, there's nothing else. And then I gave it to my mom, and it's this giant parchment of paper, and there's only, like, 5 things at the top, so. Oh my gosh. Oh, here is a little nursery. I did most definitely steal this little trick from Harry. Via Gavin Sims, because I saw him do it, and he credited her. So we're going full circle. I have actually done something similar to that before, where I took like a little bench, a different one, and I put it on top of like 2 bar stools, or I put it on top of like end table. But this is a way I hadn't thought of doing it. It's like with this new, like with newer objects. I had a whole little video too about doing it too. I was very proud of myself. But yeah, so I figured I'd throw that out there. The 2 children's bedrooms for some reason ended up being white and brown, which I guess works with like, or gray, but with like white as icing type thing. But it was like a little like, I guess I just didn't want every single room to be super Christmassy. So yeah, that's where we're at. We are actually kind of coming up on the end of this build. I just have one of the other bedrooms. There is a whole giant space upstairs that I did nothing with because I was like, oh, and I had this like cute little like man cave bar area out back that I forgot to film. But I was like, okay, we have 5 bedrooms, we have 6 bathrooms, we have a bar area, we have technically 2 living rooms. I don't know what to do. We have an office. Did I forget to record that too? Gosh, I think I did. I'm so sorry. That some of this footage got cut out. I don't really know what happened. But yeah, I was basically like, and also my game was starting to get laggy, and I'm like, okay, if people want to do something with that space, go for it. Freebie space. Do whatever you want. Which is like kind of reason why I'm like, I don't think I'll win, just because like I did not use that space, so I don't know. But I didn't want to completely kill my computer, just because this build and my last build was just really hard on my computer. You can see here in the background I took off the snow mod because it was difficult to build with. My computer was just like dying. It was like, no more, stop. Okay. That was kind of hard to do. Okay. Now I'm out of breath. Oh my gosh. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give me a like, a comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. My mom did it, and if she did, then you should too, I guess. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are all having a really great day. Yeah, have a great holiday season, or not holiday season. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you just have a great December in general. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Thank you.